From the Studio 13 Studios in Splendora, Texas.
Y'all ready?
Davey
Crockett
and
the Bears.
He they were great, man. They
Y'all
were
ready?
Is my water
Not
okay?
quite.
That's not like in the middle of.
He's working over
you're
here.
fine. Okay. We're rolling, man.
We're rolling.
We're rolling.
Davey?
Crockett.
There was Davey Jones, Peter Tork, Mickey Dolans, and
He did
Mike
not.
and Ike.
He's not gonna get.
he
that
just
yet.
told you. Mike Nesmith. Yeah.
He did not know that.
He did not.
Yeah.
Y'all ready?
The last
so.
train to Clarksville.
Yes.
Meet you at the
Mike.
station.
Hank
Y'all
is
ready?
ready. Are
Yeah.
we ready?
Okay. I'll be giving 5, 4, 3. Hey everybody, what's going on? And welcome to Hank's Think Tank. It is Halloween night. You should be able to tell by the group I've got in here. If not, you're not looking. Got Mark Hogan on my left.
Howdy, everybody. Good to be here. Happy Halloween. Can you guess what I am?
A monkey.
Which one?
Mike.
Continue.
Cheating.
His mom invented liquid paper.
That's right.
All right. So back in the tank again, Spring Paranormal Investigators.
How appropriate is
What's
that?
up?
The Ghostbusters Supreme.
This
On
is their
Halloween.
this is
On
their
Halloween.
467th appearance on the show.
I thought we were at 468.
We had to scrap one.
You didn't have a
That's right.
you didn't have a full crew.
But it's good to have you guys back in. How have things been going?
Busy.
Yeah?
As always. Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna need you to choke up on your mic a little bit too, because I got my mics aren't as hot as they used to be.
That's okay. And I got this
Yeah.
veil,
Get real
so
close.
yeah.
And she
Unveil
raises her
myself.
veil for theatrics.
No, we're super busy. We got the new website out. We've got the new YouTube channel out.
YouTube, huh?
Yeah.
All
And
right.
you've been on TV all over the place.
We've been
Tell
on the
about that.
Isaiah Factor Uncensored twice in the last month.
What is that?
So Isaiah Carey from Fox News
Okay.
has his
Channel
own
26.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Oh, I don't get
Nighttime
regular
show, late
TV.
night show.
After
Okay.
hours.
10:30.
Oh, 10. See, I'm out, man.
Yeah, it's late.
10:15. I'm sawing logs already.
Yeah. So we did that September 5th, I think,
Somewhere around
was
there,
when we did the first one, and then he aired the second one last night.
That's real studio stuff there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah.
It wasn't
So-
as nice as this was. It?
I've
Yeah,
seen
well,
a couple
Well,
of
actually, we did it in a cult shop, so
Yeah.
Oh
it
yeah.
was different.
awesome. I've seen a couple of your YouTube episodes. They're shaping up, man.
Thank you.
So that's
We're
pretty
trying.
good. Yeah. What do you think?
It's a learning curve. I
Yeah.
mean, we had some tough curves right as we started this. We have not had good internet where we live. That's in the process of changing. So that's made it really hard technically for Chris, especially, who is the one that is his baby.
Yeah. So you're the producer, huh?
I'm producer. I'm
Editor.
I'm fixer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm editor,
Music.
music.
Cool.
Basically
everything
behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
every single part.
Everything
Yeah.
you see.
I mean, we're on camera
part
and we're
of.
investigating, but he's everything else.
Man. Yeah.
Yeah.
Tough.
We go out and have fun, and then he has to do all the homework when we get back.
Pretty much.
Hey, I know how that is. That's the way it is on this show.
When I was in school, and I don't like it now, but
I get it.
it's funner.
Yeah.
Producing can be tedious.
Yeah.
No doubt.
Yeah. 100%.
He's done really, really well, though. He's really gotten into it. And this first season, we had promised it out by fall, and we wanted to keep to our word. Obviously, we've had some team changes.
Yeah.
So that complicated that, and there was a lot of things that we had to change from what we were going to use and going to do. So the second season, we're about to wrap the first one, and the second season, there'll be a little wait. We'll put some little short things just to keep everybody happy and
Right.
entertained. But
Yeah, okay.
the second season's going to really blow your mind if you like the first one, because we've got a lot of big things planned for that.
Cool. Any kind of real production, TV type stuff, or
No, if somebody approaches us, it always as before, it's the same thing. If they meet our terms and they're willing to do it in an ethical and legitimate way, we'll discuss it. But I'm not. That's not my goal with it. I guess you would
no,
say.
I get it.
Yeah.
But I've said it all along. For years I've been saying this group has the personality to make a great TV series. I think, and I agree with you. It needs to be done right. Because it's got to stay within, the bounds of what you guys want to do.
Right.
But, I think it's still a possibility. I mean, I wouldn't rule it out for sure.
Ultimately, you're taking care of your clients, and I know you've got plenty of those going on right now.
Yeah, that always comes first. That's
Right.
the thing. Like the podcast, and we've had so many events this month that our heads are kind of reeling. This is like the end of it, so we're like, but it's been crazy. But the clients always have to come first. That's the
Right.
thing.
Yeah,
It's
we
real
did.
different than it used to be, isn't it?
It
because
is.
because now you have a little bit of notoriety, and so people want to see you, and
Yeah.
I get it.
We're
Yeah.
trying to keep those promises and keep to that, but at the same time, the clients still have to come first. So
Yeah. So how is your whole client thing? I mean, y'all super packed, super busy, every weekend, every night.
Yeah, it's
Every
pretty
week.
much it. Pretty much every weekend. Thank God Halloween fell on a Friday for us this year, because normally we actually take Halloween night off just to give it a break, and also everybody's out partying whatever anyway.
Sure.
So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there are those that believe that the veil is thinner on Halloween, so we just, with everything, we usually just say, let's just take the spooky night off and relax.
Right.
Yeah.
But
Got
yeah,
an investigation tomorrow night.
yeah,
though.
but we're
Yeah.
right back into it
demonic
tomorrow
case
night.
tomorrow night.
Yeah.
Well, don't y'all specialize in the ultra tough stuff like the demonics and
Malevolent and demonic, yep.
the bad guys.
To speak to that, honestly, our cases have been getting tougher, just in a different way. Fairly recently, we've had a lot more involving acreage, going actually out into abandoned structures in the woods that are also on people's property. Things have gotten fairly interesting in that regard.
Physical.
More physical, and definitely a little bit more dangerous, not from the paranormal aspect, but from the physical aspect.
Right.
Yeah, mountain lions, giant snakes.
You like snakes, Todd?
I can't stand snakes. Let's not talk about the one that made my soul leave my
Well-
body for 5 minutes.
I
But
gotta
it was
know.
a great story.
I gotta know: is the mountain lion alive, or was it a mountain lion ghost? Because that's even worse than a regular mountain lion.
I'm pretty sure he was alive because we were fun
Yeah.
carcasses. So
Pretty
Did
sure.
somebody warn you about the mountain lion? I mean, talk to me about this mountain lion.
There was a client we had out in West Texas,
South Texas.
Southwest, and we were out there. They had a pretty considerable amount of acreage split between their land and a family friend's land that they all just kind of worked on together. Multiple structures. There was a couple trailers parked at various places around the land, and they had a consistent problem with folks coming across the border that would often break into their structures and stay there for quick squatters, stuff like that, right?
Yeah, that's what Mark used to do.
Really, that explains the beanie and the.
Yeah.
But no, we were out there, and they were like, hey, there's all this stuff out there. Obviously, we knew that snakes and stuff would be a concern. They're like, there is a mountain lion on the land. We think he might be in one of these two buildings. Good luck. And that was basically all we got briefed on. So a lot of the time, because of that, Todd and I were always armed throughout the entirety of us being on that land.
Yeah.
And we never actually encountered the mountain lion. We did walk into a structure where there was a bunch of fur and a bunch of dead birds and bones everywhere. Yeah, and tons of fecal matter.
Did you check and see if it was still warm?
I did not. That structure fairly recently before that had become infested with bees. So really making a bunch of noise in there was kind of agitating them.
The
So
walls were literally
buzzing.
Yeah.
and moving and vibrating. And plus, we
Yeah.
had the coyotes trying to circle us.
and
in
that's
the dark,
fun because
so-
you're trying to talk to dangerous spirits, and you're like, can you please just respond really quickly? Because I've only got a few minutes in here before we get attacked, and we have to leave the structure. That's a lot of fun.
And then he was literally vibrating about 20 minutes later when we got about 4 feet away from a 6 foot long, that big around rattlesnake that I'm just like, hey, Todd, don't move. And he's like, why? I'm like, there's a snake. He's like, I don't see it. I'm like, Todd, right there. And then he like peers his head just like slightly. He's
It
like,
was
oh,
camouflaged really
broke.
It
well.
wasn't
When I seen
rattling
it,
yet.
No, it was just laying there.
Oh, they actually said that the rattlesnakes have stopped rattling because the hogs would eat them. So for that, they quit rattling because they came to them for food. So now they're not warning people when they walk.
I heard the same thing about the Sweetwater rattlesnake roundup, which they find by putting a stick in a big old hole, right? They hear the rattles, they know the snakes are in there, and they catch them. And so that has created a special breed of rattlesnake where only the quiet ones kind of survive to keep going. And so now there's rattlesnakes out there in Sweetwater that don't make any noise. They'll shake that tail all
That's
day
scary.
long. Yeah,
Wow.
that's scary. You thought y'all were going to be scary? That was scary.
They had hogs supposedly out there too, but we didn't see any of those.
Evidence of them, but we never actually ran
We
across
heard
one.
coyotes, and they got pretty close at one point when it was just Raiden and I doing some dark stuff, and we were off on our own. It was at night, and you could hear them very, very close to where we were. That
they
was a
kept-
little
they got-
scary.
circling around,
they
and
got-
getting closer.
They kept on getting closer, and at one point they were just making a whole bunch of noise to the point where you could barely even hear the audio. And I'm just like, "Hey, shut up!" And then they kind of actually got quieter for a second. I'm like, "All right, we can work with that."
They speak English.
Yeah, they were being conscientious to some extent.
Yeah.
So javelinas you really got to watch out for.
Oh,
Thank
yeah.
goodness they don't get very big, but they're born pissed off.
Right.
Those things are just.
Well, I mean, the client was very honest. She told us before we came, and when we got there, she looked at all of us and she said, "There is nothing on that land that won't bite you, sting you, stick you," and that included the plants. The plants had thorns on them
Right.
this long. We're hopping metal fences, with thorn bushes all over them, and
So are you at liberty to say what in the world you were looking for in that barn full of bees and possibly a mountain lion? What's
well,
going
there
on?
were like 5 out structures. I want to
Something
say
like
on
that. There were quite a
land.
few.
Were they all
So
haunted?
we had to check everything. I mean, we've got to check every structure and kind of get an overview of the whole land to make sure that we're not missing anything.
One
and
of
we
the
know what's going
structures
on.
was occupied by a former family member who had committed suicide and passed. So they
So it's an
were,
abandoned house.
Yeah, they were kind of concerned that that person might still be there. So we did that structure.
What gave them that concern?
Just the
manner of death.
of death, and then just a couple of things that had happened on the land in that area after said person's passing. One of the houses was just their family home when they were growing up that had since kind of fallen into disrepair. That's the one that the mountain lion was in at one point. And they were just like, "Hey, check to see if there's anything there," because when we were growing up, we had all kinds of stuff. So we had to check that structure as well.
The
And
barn with
the
the
barn
stuff.
happened to be there. Happened to be an entity in the barn. They were like, "We don't know if there's anything in the barn per se, but y'all are welcome to go check it out." There was something in the barn.
Definitely something in the
Yeah,
barn.
definitely something in the barn. But the thing in the barn actually wound up being the
Was it a cow?
no, Jason.
And that was the coolest thing because he was temperamental, we'll say, and he wasn't crazy about me. And I kept saying I shouldn't be over here because we were all in a group when we did that structure. It was still daylight, but barely. And I was
right
like,
at
I
dusk.
should not be over here. He does not want to talk with me here. So I left with a former team member that was there with us, and the two of them stayed.
Actually, he didn't even talk when Todd was still there. He had to wait. We had to wait because he didn't want anybody there, and the only person he would talk to was me. And I had to back away like 10 feet from my phone. He actually spoke into my phone camera, and I had
What'd
to
he
hear
say?
it later.
Ten.
Yeah, no, he said
gave-
two things. He said
he gave a time.
he said two things. I think it was something along the lines of "not now," and then he said like 10.
10.
Yes.
And it was like just wait till 10, and then at 10 all of a sudden we were out in like one of the pastures, and it just got darker, like noticeably. I mean, obviously it's already nighttime, there's no real shifting. It just got dark, and the wind picked up. It's like all the textbook things, right? The wind picks up, and then right after that, flashlight comes on right at 10 on the dot. And it's like,
He kept his word.
yeah, and then we were able to have a conversation with that entity.
But I think that was
So-
the first time we've ever heard a spirit make an appointment. Come at this time, and we will talk. And stuck to him. Like, wow,
Appointments only.
that was impressive.
So did you? Were you guys able to satisfy that entity's needs, and did he move on?
He's still on that land. He was
kind of a
more
land
of a
guardian.
land guardian type of entity. The only reason he was reacting in any way negatively was some things that were drawn in by the client's family and stuff like that were aggravating
Not
the
good.
situation. Yeah.
I got a question, because y'all have mentioned this before, and so this question came up when you were talking about that there was an entity or an individual that had committed suicide and was still somehow trapped in the property or on the property or within the property. Or Mark can state that better than I can. But my question is there something
You're
about
professional.
suicide that prevents a person from making it to wherever they're supposed to go?
I don't necessarily think so. I don't think that's 100% the case. I do, however, believe that one's emotional state definitely affects the way you are in death. A lot of it comes down to crises of faith. Sometimes people who believe when they commit suicide, they're going to go to hell or whatever their religious doctrine is. And there's fear of what happens when I fully cross. Sometimes that holds them back. Sometimes they were just in such a rough emotional state that they can't see things clearly. They can't perceive their guardians, anything to help them usher on. And sometimes there's also, we've run across many instances where spirits are still affected by the manner in which they passed. We had a couple where there was traumatic brain injury or something like that, and they're just fuzzy on things.
Yeah.
One minute they might be clear, and the next minute it's completely gone, or the signature changes up, and they're like, "Wait, who are you?" And we're having to restart the whole con. It was like, "No, this is the same signature. What's going on with the spirit?" And
how do you get a signature?
most of the time when we're
Pen and
speaking,
paper.
yeah, yeah,
works well too.
we ask for their John Hancock.
I'm
and
talking
we're
to
like,
the man, okay?
No, but a lot of times to verify if we're speaking with the same spirit, obviously in meditation or when we're using more medium aspects, it's far easier. But when we're actually using the lights or using the K2 or anything like that to communicate with them, a lot of times they'll have, like, the flashlight will come on in the exact same way and go off in the exact same way. It might take a long time to, like, fully turn all the way bright. Might take a full while to turn off.
Kind of like a fingerprint.
Yeah, it's very consistent, and it's usually and it's very consistent with the spirit. Obviously, the longer we talk to them, the slower the reaction time seems to be as they drain themselves a little bit.
Huh.
But
the
it's
same
always
with other
consistent.
gadgets too,
Yeah.
like the REM pod. Some of them are almost like frantic when they'll start to work, and it's just brr, brr, like it won't stop. And we're
Explain
like,
the
"Back
REM
away,
pod to
back away."
people that may not know.
So it's typically a little round device with a little antenna on it. Some of them have proximity detectors on them. Some of them have temperature sensors on them, so they can react to those things.
Thermistors. Huh? You didn't see that one coming, did
No, I
you?
didn't.
There you go.
Todd,
And then they have
Color me
they have like a
impressed.
touch sensitivity. So if something is like touching the device in different places, different lights around the device will go off. If they're just holding the antenna, then all the lights are going off and the noise is going off, and it's more chaotic.
We've had spirits too where when they interact with the light, the K2 or the REM pod will go off at the same time. Like they're putting out so much energy just into that space where our gear is set up, where everything will just come on at once and then just go right back off.
It's like they're almost leaning over it to get to the other one. As he was talking about signatures, you'll have one that's like this. So all of a sudden the flashlight starts changing and clipping real quick. Well, you got something else that's on there. So
Yeah, and I mean, we give them a lot of little toys, we call them, to play with, but we have the little cat balls. We have different little sensors down there. So there's a lot of different little things that they can interact with. And that's something, too, with the signature thing is often once they pick a device, they like that device.
It's weird.
If we've got 3 flashlights on the floor and one's red, one's blue, and one's silver, and they start with that silver one, they're going to stay on
Except
that
for
silver
kids.
light.
Except for kids. Kids will, kids will be like messing with everything. If we have children
Well, that's
spirits,
kids
yeah.
for you.
Yeah, we've
Adults,
even
it's one thing. Kids,
Yeah.
the whole freaking thing's going off here. Like, can we get a concrete answer out of you?
All right, so last time we talked, you guys had said that you thought, just due to the nature of society and the fact that there's an explosive population and just a lot going on in the country, in the world, that you thought the activity was getting more prevalent and actually worse.
Yeah.
Still, are we still on that path,
Yeah,
you think?
I would
And
definitely
is it
say
is it getting worse than you even thought it was, or are you just kind of on track where you thought it was going to be?
I think it is. The thing with this, and this is in cases, this is overarching, there's a lot of subtleties with the types of entities we deal with. And if you just look at everything surface level, you're going to miss that. But there's a whole lot of things going on behind the scenes that you can't see. And we have to kind of connect the dots as we go through this and through these cases and through the stuff that follows us home and put all of this together so that we're kind of, I don't even want to say keeping up, because they have past and future knowledge that we don't. So, I mean, trying to keep up is a work of art in itself, but
Right.
we do our best to keep tabs on kind of what's going on, I guess you would say.
And a lot of that goes to we don't, never have, never will say that we know everything. It's always going into each case with an open mind, because something's going to come up that's going to throw us for a loop,
Right.
and we've got to be able to accept it.
Which it does require constant growth on all of our parts.
Yeah.
Sure.
And we're always constantly meeting new folks, new perspectives, and as a somewhat, I guess, religious consultation group in a weird way, it's one of those things where we're dealing with tons of different ideologies, tons of different views, and having to interact with those views and make that real or something that can actually help our clients, because at the end of the day, that's what we're there to do.
Yeah. Wow.
I want to go back to where when you were. when
I
Ray
want
was-
to go back too, man. I mean,
I'm going.
Let's
I've been-
go.
Dinner.
I've been thinking about that a
1984.
lot lately. I mean, I'm in my 60s now.
Back to
and
the
it's just-
armadillo.
It's
Yeah,
time
the
to go
60s were a
back.
lot
We saw an
better
armadillo
time.
last week.
84, man.
77.
But Ray mentioned earlier that, and I know I'm going way back, but Ray
Summer
mentioned
69.
earlier that spirits can have the fog and brain fog, so to speak, or be
Right.
confused or whatnot because of mental issues when they passed.
Yeah.
We are of the belief that once they actually cross over, a lot of that stuff is resolved, and it's not as big of an issue as it was while they were still earthbound.
Correct.
So we have to try to get them comfortable enough to want to cross over, and then they basically eyes can be opened at that point.
And I'd like to shout out to my man Todd here, because last week he and I were up in Gainesville.
Florida? Oh.
Texas, just
Okay.
south of Oklahoma. Like, you throw a
Almost
rock,
into
you're hitting
Oklahoma.
Oklahoma.
Cool.
But you know, sometimes it's not just a lesson for the client. Some cases end up being lessons for us, where we discover things or get better in our abilities. But he had to do something that I usually do that he'd never done before, and he did it excellently. So we had a spirit who is related to the client. He was a pastor in life, but he was abusive to his family and his child so badly that he would tie his son to a tree
Oof.
outside that was next to the patio, and they would sit down at the table to eat, and the son would have to sit there tied
he's
to the
standing
tree
there looking through the
and watch them
glass
eat,
doors,
and he
watching
wouldn't
them
let
eat
him
tied to a
eat.
tree.
That's
Yeah,
sadistic.
things like this that were horrible.
That's kind of hard.
This was not a nice man. He was not
harsh.
nice in life. He wasn't nice in death, and he was still in her house.
He did not appreciate women or anything they had to say either.
He was Pentecostal, actually.
It sounds like a hell of a diet plan. Can I sign up for that?
Did he inadvertently create the Lorax?
No, but there was a demonic entity that's trying to, or was trying to recruit him. Holy people.
He seemed like a great
Holy
candidate for
people are
that.
points. So, very quickly we realized their religion, we realized their beliefs. His wife, who was also deceased, was there, and his deceased mother was also there. It's an old family home.
The whole family trapped.
Yes. And they follow everything he does because he is the man of the family. You obey the man of the family. So we very quickly figured all this out. And we went outside, and I said, "You're going to have to talk to him. He's not going to listen to me because I'm a woman. And this is a different era and a different religion." And I'm like, here's the parameters. This is what you need to do.
How far back did that story go? How long had he been
He
there?
was her grandfather. She's
got
about our age, so...
Grandfather and great grandmother was there.
Well, yeah.
30s, 40s.
Somewhere in
Yeah.
that ballpark.
Yeah.
The
So
house
you
was
get rid
built-
of-
the
things
house
were
was built
different
in
back then, man, for
1970.
sure.
I remember.
Dude,
Man, that sucked when the dinosaurs died.
Oh.
Anyway, so get rid of him, you get rid of all of them.
Well, kind of. I mean, that's the theory. Is the squeaky wheel gets the grease.
Yep.
You can't help the whole group unless you help the one that's drawing in and creating most of the problems.
We had a
And he did great. He
It's
talked
not
him down.
necessarily getting rid of him. It's getting him to turn and have the family follow him for the right reasons.
Right.
yeah. Very well said.
Yeah, we've had a few cases where the husband is there and the wife and the kids they're just waiting for him to give direction to what they're going to do. And again, once we get him comfortable with crossing over, then the rest usually follow suit.
We also recently had a case, actually not altogether all that far from here, where there was a young girl and her mother were present on the land. She was back when the plagues kind of ravaged everything in the early 1900s. She was actually a healer. The little girl was a healer, like a faith healer type thing. And the church in the area didn't like them and had her killed and her mother killed by her father had already passed at that point. So it was just,
Witchcraft.
yeah, they were
Kinda.
like, yeah,
Yeah,
they were.
they
It
were
was just
scared.
persecution because they were actually taking money and faith away from the church, and they sent one of the pastors over there to, quote unquote, befriend the wife, and he ended up killing the daughter and the wife. And they were both still on that land, and we actually were able to reunite them with the husband. We kind of called on our guardians in the clearing to him to come across, and they're like, oh. Because she was still kind of looking for him. They didn't know where he was. So it was one
That's
of
a
those
lot of information
Yeah.
with some lights.
a lot of it we get more clarity on once we kind of go into meditation. Some of it comes to us while we're in there, like, hold on,
you
I'm
gotta
getting the
figure
notion.
out what's happening.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's-
There was a lot going on at that.
Yeah, that
was
case
an
was
So
a
how long does a
lot.
case usually take? I mean, it's not like a one visit deal. In and out, you're done.
We're pretty good about that. I mean, I pat us on the back for that. We've got some talent in this group. Not to sound cocky, it's just it
No, I
is
get
what it
yeah,
is.
Yeah.
But
And it's all
normally,
rolled up right here.
If only
No.
we could be as good as him.
normally it's 2 investigations and then the clearing.
Okay.
Some cases,
that on
if
the
it's
chart.
really big land or really big house, might go 3 or 4. But
Yeah.
normally 2 in a clearing is the normal standard for us. The thing is that we're so busy and we have so many cases and we have to review. I mean, we sit there for 8 hours at night. That's 8 hours of footage that everything's got to be documented, reviewed. It takes time. And we have, cases every weekend. So usually we'll come and then it might be 3 or 4 weeks before we come back and do the second one, and then a few more weeks and then come and do the clearing. So most of them, I'd say about 3 months from kind of start to end once we start the case. But often, and I tell people, if you call us, this is the downside. You'll have to wait for us because we're usually booked 2 to 3 months out. It's going to be 2 to 3 months from the time you call me till we can get there because we're full up.
Have you ever had anybody come back that was cleared? Like you cleared them and sent them on their way, and they turned around, I guess, after they went through the gates or whatever, and said, "Man,
They got
You can
repossessed?
visit.
Yeah.
There are brief periods where like family members are already crossed, and we'll get the sense of, okay, there was somebody here, but they're not here. Like they're not anchored here. And we'll can kind of through the lights. Is there another entity that's sometimes in this room? Yes. Are they here? As in, are they physically present in the home? No. Are they physically present somewhere else? No. Okay. Have they crossed, but they're coming back across to visit briefly? Yes. And those the type of things. There is some interplay, but very, very, very little. And oftentimes it's just family members coming back to check in on you or someone you were really close to. Bonds like that. Other than that, no. And especially with the negatives, once they go wherever they go, usually, and especially the Inhumans, they don't really want anything to do with us. They're just gone once they're gone.
No, the demonics, though, we have to watch because when we go to clear, they will try to fake you out. They'll
Yeah.
try to make you think they're
Well,
gone.
yeah,
when
you
they're
can't
not
expect them
gone.
to be
So
honest with
No.
you.
Right, that's a little trickier.
Rain, so I got a question.
I may have an answer.
Knowing what you know, because of what you do,
Yeah, fair.
how does it make you feel about the prospect of your own death?
You know, me.
Because, I mean, everybody's going to die. Nobody's getting out of here alive.
So I have a really, really, really weird relationship with that. Going more into with even more so than everybody else in the group, I think. Out of the group, I have done the most past life regressions. I've spent probably, especially in this room, the most time in meditation now. The most time with my guides. I have a weird relationship with them where it's almost like I have a whole nother family / whole nother group of friends just waiting for me on the other side. So whenever this is done, I'm like, all right, it's time to party. I don't got to pay bills anymore. Let's get this going. I'm big on a lot of time growing up, especially, and I know being one of the younger members in the group, speaking on life lessons I've learned over the course of time isn't really all that impactful. But one of the things that it's just kind of go with the flow. Especially even with the spirits here, a lot of them try to fight the tide. It's I need to stay for my family. I need to, and you watch how that deteriorates. So just whenever I pass, I'm cool with it. I just want to live a good life, be as helpful as I can to the people around me, and let the chips fall.
I guess what I was trying to get at, do you think it's lessened your fear of death at all?
I don't think I ever really had one. To
Really?
be
It's
honest,
less than mine.
Has it?
I'm afraid of like the way that I will die.
Yeah.
But I'm not afraid of being dead.
Hank's
versus
got that
not
all
being
figured
dead.
out. Tell him, Hank.
What's that?
You told me how you wanted to go. We were talking about how you want to go, and I'm.
Oh, yeah.
he just wants to go out to the pasture
No,
and like
I
old
want
Yeller.
to go out with my boots on, man. I'm serious. I want to get attacked by a bear.
That's it.
That's what's up.
He wants to get eaten alive by a bear.
Punch a
or-
shark.
Or I want to be standing on the side of the road and have an 18-wheeler come by and maybe grip onto my jeans or something and drag me a half mile down the road screaming,
Hold on.
ah!
I
I want to go out with some, with some fire.
You can have that. I'll take the
No,
piece.
here's the thing.
And
And this is why I say this. I was in another life in the same place, but let's just say another life. And I got to experience what a lot of cancer patients go through firsthand. Men ain't going out like that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Screw that. And there's better words that I could use for that. So no, I'd rather go out kicking and screaming. That's the way to go.
I've
man.
gotten to the grumpy old men age, in that movie when they're talking about he had a cardiac. I don't know if I can say this on the podcast. Lucky bastard.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
he cleared his car right over the bridge, died on impact. Oh.
Right on. Yeah.
Yeah.
Turn
Something great.
80 and do heroin for the first time and flip your vet.
I don't know about that.
Nobody wants to or likes to confront their own mortality, but like you said, it's just part of life.
Yeah.
I think as a paranormal investigator, it definitely gives us some peace in thinking about our own mortality. A couple of years ago, I'm sure most everybody here knows about it. A couple of years ago, I had a motorcycle accident right there on 59. Front tire blew out, and I had about 3 seconds before the bike was rolling in the median, and in that 2 to 3 seconds, I consciously said, "Well, I guess I'm dying now," and I was completely at peace after that.
It's amazing you say that. I totaled remember the Mazda Miata? It was about that long. It was like a little clown car.
Yeah, the
I
Barbie
do
car.
remember
It's
the
Barbie
Mazda,
car.
man.
They were cute though.
Wow.
It was raining. I was going down 45, and it just lost grip, and I started twirling, and I'm seeing guardrail, truck, overpass, guardrail, truck, overpass, and I thought, this is not going to work out well. This could be it. But I was like very matter of fact about it.
It's really strange.
This is going to probably hurt.
Yeah.
There was a moment not long ago actually where I was at work, and I'm working around an automated process. There's a lot of machinery involved with it,
Grabbing hold of
hydraulic
people.
presses, stuff like that. And I was inside one of the safety cages attempting to fix something, and it just happened to be a freak accident. One of the chains shot off out of its belt, started ripping through the metal and ripping the guardrails off. Had my friend not have been where he was at that point in time to hit the manual shut off on it, I could have been killed because I didn't have a way out. It just, all the safety procedures just failed, and I was just like, all right, either I'm gonna duck and this thing's gonna miss me, but it was one of those things where time slowed down, and it was just like, very matter of fact. It was like, all right,
Right.
this is happening. What are we gonna do here?
Wow. I think the
think-
one thing that changed my view of death more than anything else came out, and it was on a podcast. I don't know which one it was, but the guy said, you do realize that you'll be dead a lot longer than you were ever alive.
Yeah.
I was like, damn,
Oh, yeah.
you know? And then when you think about it, there's way more dead people than there are people alive right now.
Oh yeah.
So that's
There are
kinda
more
freaky.
people alive right now than have ever lived cumulatively on the earth. There are more people right now
There are.
than have ever lived.
I don't know 100% about that because I know they actually just found a human body that was pushed the human, like where we start
Did you
human
just
life.
call Mike of the Monkeys a liar?
Yes. Science did, sir. They just found a body that actually was 500,000 years older than they thought the original first humans were.
See, I'm not surprised at
Well,
all.
yeah, but if you
know,
do the
that-
math, then you go, okay, these people had those folks and these, and then the family trees and everything. There are more people alive now, right now.
I've heard that, but I don't think that is. The math just doesn't match.
I'm
All right,
sorry,
let's-
they're shooting you down right and left here.
All right, let's shift gears a little bit.
Before we shift gears, I will give a better answer because I know all of us answered, yeah, no, we're kind of at peace with it. And I know you're kind of looking for more of a, like, fearful response.
No, not really. I mean, I just wanted the truth.
The
You know, I just
life,
wanted
the
to see how you
life
felt.
answer, I'm
Yeah.
not scared of death. There are a couple of entities that I know are waiting for me the second I punch out that are like, let's dance.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
So-
they can't hurt you.
You would think that.
Yell
You would
at
think
you,
that. There's things on the other side that can happen.
But they're waiting for us right now too.
See, I don't wanna do that.
I'm going to
See,
have a
I-
heart
I don't
attack.
I don't want to do that.
I'm going to have a heart attack. And go
Just
out
whenever
quick.
you
That's the
go,
thing.
go to the light immediately. Don't hang around.
But
That's
what
the
if there's no light?
There is
There'll be a
always light.
light.
You got to find it.
I'm going to have a heart attack.
Although we have discovered, we believe in our
Over
theory
time.
that that if
sorry,
you
Mark.
if you stay too long, we've noticed like the ones that we've come across that have been here like 200 years or more.
The light dims out, doesn't
Yeah,
it?
they can't see it anymore. They're like, it used to be there. I can't see it. It's gone. How do I get there? So there's something with
It expired?
if you stay too long and you get like further away from it, you can kind of lose it.
They didn't get the extended warranty.
Something.
Wow.
Got to start answering the phone.
So yeah, just like he said, go when the moment. Just go. Don't think about it. don't-
And once you go, you can get that day pass to come back and check on your family.
Right.
You don't have to stay here.
See, I don't
just
want to do
make
that
sure
either,
they're okay.
man.
Well,
You know,
You don't
once I'm
have
done,
to.
I'm done.
Well, you
know?
figured out how you
Well,
want to
okay, if
figured
you
out
don't
how
want
I'm
that
gonna
day
die.
pass, just stay there and be happy.
I've been trying to get it out.
How are you going to
I got it figured out.
Oh,
I'm going to have a heart attack in the Dallas Cowboy Cheerleaders hotel room. First thing in the morning.
Oh, I get
Like,
it.
after, you know.
well, to
so-
your credit, that sounds way better than being attacked by a bear.
I'm not
I'd rather
going to
go
be eaten
this way.
Depends on
alive
the
by a
bear.
bear. Come
That's a
on.
much better kicking and screaming way out right there.
Yeah.
Okay, so reincarnation. Yes, no, maybe,
Yes.
possibly.
Yes.
100%.
Yes, but not a certainty.
I struggle with it because
So,
you know I'm raised
okay,
Catholic.
all right, so
I got
here's
a lot
what,
of Catholic.
here's what I'm getting to because this is important to me because if it is, then this answers why I am. Ooh, that's deep,
like
isn't
that.
it? Yeah. So, do you have a choice in reincarnation? And
Yeah.
if you do, can you custom make the life that you have here?
No.
Damn it.
Actually, hold on.
Yes and no.
Hold on. The answer to that is yes, but no.
Yeah.
You can't just say I want to be a billionaire with an opulent life and have 18 women and
No,
all
but you
of
can
this.
pick your elements, right?
You do. It's a from what we've seen, and from our conversations that we have had with ascended masters, spirit guides, angels, if you choose to believe in that, it's one of those things of you are learning life lessons to bring you closer back to God, back to Allah, whatever entity, back to your
the more
source.
you learn, the more you
Well, I
ascend.
thought about that too. And if I was something else before and I need to learn something now,
Pisses me off.
well, I don't know what I was before, and much less what I need to be learning.
Right.
I'm lost.
It kind of all falls together once you're
Yeah.
on the other side. You're like, oh.
Because you're not remembering all of your past lives and all of the other lessons you've already learned because you're here.
We got to go
But when
back
you
to
cross,
the meeting.
Then it's
Yeah.
like, oh, I just learned another one. Okay.
I think I asked y'all this on another podcast. You've been on here 174 times. I think it was episode 23. What about animals like dogs and cats? I just recently lost my best buddy of 14
I
years.
saw that.
And I haven't seen any signs, but I walk around the yard and I think he's like next to me and stuff. Any hope on that?
We see spirit cats and dogs. We have a case right now that's got a spirit, cat.
deer.
Yeah, deer. We've seen,
A cow.
yeah, the cow was weird.
So if that's the case,
That's
then
So
weird.
animals have souls. They go wherever.
I was
Yes,
going to
no?
ask that same question.
I've
I'm
seen,
sorry.
I've seen dogs that have more of a soul than a lot of humans.
Yeah,
right?
very fair.
That,
Agree on that.
definitely agreed.
Well, I don't know if they go to heaven or
The
not,
way-
but when I die, I want to
All
go where they're
dogs
at.
go
The way
to
I,
heaven.
Right.
the way I kind of perceive it, and this is kind of a decent segue and kind of puts us in on a decent note across everything we've talked about. One being death, one being the moving on, one being everything having a soul, and what happens when you pass. I think the biggest thing that I've learned, especially, and even with the way our team functions, and even with what y'all do with y'all's philanthropic work in the community and the service, especially Hank, I know you do a
You
bunch
heard
of
about
stuff.
that?
Yeah, of course. I watch the podcast. I know things.
You're like the only
I
person
know
I know
things.
as busy
I know what
as
y'all
me.
do. I know what y'all are out here doing. But I think the biggest thing that if I could preach, a lot of pastors and stuff will preach love and kindness, and I think that's a good way of doing it. But I think the biggest thing is unity. There's so much division in the world, and when people get too wrapped up in the self, or as one of our, I guess, consultants would say, the ego mind, that's when you lose your way. You become, I'm focused on vanity, I'm focused on money, I'm focused on power. That's what leads you down the darker road. The peace, the love, the unity, I think, is what helps. And us being able to move uniformly as a team, working with our strengths, and not having those internal and having one focus of helping our clients, helping the spirits, allows us to do what we do. And then when you cross, obviously, earlier we were speaking about how folks may be ailed by something in death. Once they pull away from that and they are able to see the bigger picture and cross to heaven, they become more one with God, more one with the original source, whatever that might be. That all kind of falls away.
And even once they cross, a lot of spirits, most all spirits still have some rehab, so to speak,
Yeah.
to go through before they're ready to either reincarnate or transcend to wherever the next step
Right.
is.
And when we were talking about death earlier and dying, that whole that moment of, I might die, just kind of strips away the, I don't care about the guitar I have sitting there.
Right.
It's just you. It's just you, It's one of those things
Yeah.
where it's like, it's that sobering reminder of,
Yeah.
we're all just people. We're all
Right. End of the
Going through it.
chapter.
Yeah.
Came
the
in by
end.
yourself. You're going out by yourself.
exactly. There's a sense of unity that I think when people forget that and forget community and forget peace and love, a lot of the times that's what, when we find demonic cases, it's people. We kind of have like a demonic checklist, and I know we've kind of gone over that in past podcasts. Oftentimes it's drugs or abuse, things that pull you away from not only yourself but from your community
Traumas.
and isolate you. Those things are horrible, and a lot of times we see, even in the impact of mental health, isolation is terrible for people. For animals, it's the exact
Yeah,
opposite.
people are social animals.
I think that's the biggest thing, and I think society as a whole, we're ghost hunters talking about society, but it's one of those things where I think that's one of the things we've gotten away from, and I think that's actually one of the solutions that as a whole we need to come together more, and I think that the spirit is a good microcosm to look at when it applies to everything else.
On a smaller scale, though, what he's saying about unity, like, that is the one thing at the moment that's making me really happy about this team with the changes we've had. Because despite everything and the comings and the goings, the group that we have right now, I think, is the most unified this team has ever been. We are all in it for the same reasons, with the same understanding, with the same goals. The clients come first. I mean, we're all resolute about why we're doing it, what we're doing.
Sometimes it takes a little time for the cream to rise to the top.
Yeah.
Hey, you used to
That's
have a
beautiful,
debunker.
Mark.
Is he out tonight, or is he no longer with
No,
you?
he hasn't been with us. It's been a little over a year.
We've had a lot of personnel changes, but I think we kind of, now that we're back on our feet and we're really hitting cases, I think we have a solid core group. There were always a lot of differing opinions, and that's going to happen in any large group you have. Some people, they just ran their course with the group. They found what they wanted to find, and they wanted to move on. Some people, obviously, we all have day jobs. Life gets in the way.
Right.
But it's one of those things that we don't have any ill will towards anybody, and we wish everybody the best, and we're still out here fighting the good fight.
And I may be stepping on Amy's toes here, but I'll go ahead and throw out there that we are possibly looking for a new member if we can find the perfect
Ideally,
person.
two. Ideally, I would like two more.
What kind of skills would this individual need to have?
This is
I have a
very
friend
They
that
need
may
to
be
be
fun.
hot.
interested.
They need to be funny.
Stop.
That
And a very demented sense of humor.
that actually is a main requirement.
yeah. There's a lot of requirements I won't publicly speak to, that just involve kind of socially fitting into this crew. And that's just something either somebody does or they don't.
Right.
But as far as the volunteer job part of it, we're looking for somebody ideally who's over 35, just because, kids.
Maturity and all that.
Yeah,
I get it, man.
being at a
Yeah.
stable place in life. And we're older, most of us.
Yeah.
I mean, except
Over
for Ray.
35, under 100,
know.
I get it. Yeah.
I didn't realize I was over 35.
Except for you. But everybody else is. And a lot of 20-year-olds don't want to hang out with a bunch of people in their 50s on a Friday and a Saturday night. We're honest about these things.
Yeah,
and
I'm
that's
the
okay.
weird only child that grew up around my parents' friends, so yeah, is what it is.
Well, you're young, but you're wise.
Yeah.
I'll take that.
You're an old soul.
Yeah, Jason,
Don't
I'm
blow up
wise.
his ego too much because
I'm wise.
That's a matter of opinion, and we've already established that we can't trust Mark.
Oh, I like Mark.
People learn that.
Never trust the monkey.
I'm with you, Mark.
But they have to have reliable transportation. We're based in
Mark's out.
He's
well,
jealous of my-
after that Miata story, yeah.
we're based in Montgomery, so they've got to live, somewhat near there. I mean,
Somewhat near Montgomery.
you've got to
okay.
be able to commute at least
Sure.
once a week during wee hours of the morning, and also
Without
near
falling
enough.
asleep.
Yeah. Which,
And it's got to be somebody who doesn't crash out at 10 like me.
oh no, you got to be a night owl, big time.
I was going to have a friend that was supposed to meet me here, but she's having some more grandbabies today.
Here we go.
Who said you could
And-
talk?
Man, I've lost all my stroke around here.
See, we let it,
I
we
wanna
let him
hear
come
your
back
story,
from leave,
Mark.
and now
It's
he's
not a
going
story.
rogue.
I'm just
You
gonna
asked for it.
give
Okay,
a
so
shout
this-
out to my friend.
This chick, I don't even know her name. Maybe
chick.
it's probably Sherry or something.
Sherry, I wish you were here. You need to talk to these folks. She was going to be in our studio audience, but she couldn't make it. So
By the way, hello, studio audience.
Yeah, I
Anyhow.
usually don't get home till anywhere between like 3 and 5 a.m. in the morning.
Yeah.
Every weekend.
Yeah.
So
I think the latest that it took me was like 7:30, 8 o'clock to get home the
well,
next
yeah, if you're
morning.
driving almost to Oklahoma.
Yeah.
See, I can't.
Long nights.
Have you been out of state lately? You used to go to Louisiana.
Yeah, we've we've been in state, but we've been far away in state.
like
so
all the way down to South Texas or all the way up
Gainesville
almost
to
to
Oklahoma, you know,
Texas
yeah.
is the
Long
state
ride.
you could drive for 2
All
days
over.
from one end to the other.
There's a couple states
Still
that
being
can fit within
but it's like
Texas.
crazy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you could put Europe in Texas.
Yeah.
We've been getting a good tour of Texas this past year. A lot of places, and a lot of that. Obviously we did have member changes. So Jason's just recently come back from leave. Woo-hoo. We are so happy about that.
Debatable.
Understood.
but like during all of that, Ray's got a tough work schedule that
Yeah.
he works around, and we work around with him the best we can. But while everybody's out, while everybody's coming and going, me and this guy have held this fort, and we are all super thankful for that.
We are not backing down. We are not going anywhere.
All right. Well, there you go.
He is my right
Yeah.
hand for a reason, man.
Todd has definitely stepped up and really hit the ground running, coming from a client to integral part of the team. I mean, it's
And credit to our spouses for being awesome about it, because we've had to do a lot of out of town trips together, multiple weekends. Somebody's got to answer the call. Somebody's got to go do it.
And your spouse has to be okay with you sleeping with Amy if necessary, or whatever the conditions may be. You want to explain that one? Because
You didn't do very good on that.
I'm just going to leave that one alone.
I am not
Oh,
stepping into that
for
one
you. He's got to go
Stuff
home
like
later.
that around a bunch of smart
Okay, so
asses.
let's get down to specifics. Okay, if I'm a person
Sleeping together?
if
What?
if I'm a person in need, I've got
late.
some weird stuff going on in the house, or I've got some weird stuff going on in the property.
Orbs.
Hey, they could be orbs.
Look,
man.
if the invisible man is sleeping in your bed, who are you gonna call?
Yeah.
Like, and
So, how would they get in touch with you? I want to talk about your YouTube channel, Facebook, the website, the whole deal.
So Facebook's
numbers, addresses.
Facebook's a good one for keeping up with us.
Okay.
Because we're super active on there every day, kind of all day.
I've noticed.
And the Facebook page is.
The Facebook page is Spring Paranormal Investigations, SPI.
Okay.
The website, of course, is springparanormalinvestigations.net.
.net. Okay.
.net.
Cool.
And then our YouTube is, God, that's so new. I'm not going to botch that.
Spring Paranormal Investigations, LLC.
Thank you.
All right.
And
Which
you're,
is the actual name, of course.
I know you go
the legal
everywhere,
name.
but you're based right here in Montgomery County. Is that right?
Yes.
Right, in Montgomery Township.
And do y'all have a phone number that people can call if they need to get in touch with you?
So always the same.
1-800 Ghostbusters.
281-825-8618.
Okay.
And if you're experiencing a medical emergency, please dial 911.
Right.
And if you're newly single and in the area.
Possession, in which case.
Well, guys, I always like having you guys on. I mean, y'all are friends, and we've been doing this a long time now, so it's good to see you. Glad y'all are doing all right. Some really insightful stuff today. I enjoyed the deeper conversations about, life, death, stuff like that. So, I mean, I think that a lot of people find that to be interesting, because nobody that's still alive has all the answers.
No.
Because you haven't been there yet. So,
And we don't either.
Yeah.
We don't pretend to. I mean, what we can speak on is just what our experiences
And the
have
amount of
told
times our
us.
experiences have just been so bizarre or perplexing, we're just like, huh?
Yeah.
And oftentimes, like, the thing with all of this and I think to add some levity to everything, a lot of our clients realize too, like, it's at first, and we've talked about this a couple of times, where it's just a lot of the spirits that are crossed are just people. Like, they're people on the other side that just kind of lost their way, and they're just trying to figure out what they want to do.
Right.
And we've had so many characters, like genuine characters, where it's like, hey, I'm up and going. Or they just show up and they're like, look, I don't like the way y'all cook oatmeal at 3 a.m. and disrupt me when I'm out here. It's like in the middle of, we're like, okay.
And then there was the fellow that kind of touched on him. He's jumped up from the back of the group and said, hey, I want out of here. I'm tired of being stuck with all these women.
Yeah. It
Or
was a
when they
house
don't-
where it was like one male spirit and a ton of women, and the women spirits were like fighting. And when we started the clearing, that guy was like, me, now, let's go. Like, I'm out of here.
Yeah, we-
Was that a
So
case
bad.
where the his light, apparently to go to his portal,
was being
had dimmed and he couldn't find it
He was
because he
being
wanted
kept there.
out?
Yeah, he
He
was
was being
being
kept
kept
there.
there. They had some diabolical entities there that were.
There was also another case fairly recently where we had a gentleman by the name of Dallas who had
Love
passed,
Dallas.
and
Everybody loved Dallas.
Traffic sucks.
thick Texas accent when we did the meditation, and there was a demonic spirit in that structure, and at one point we did a channeling session with him, and there was a moment in the channeling session when he was like, no, you stand over there and you wait your talking to an entity that was trying to mess with him while he was like, it's like, it's just, these are people just interacting on the other side.
The flashlight literally jumped out of your chair and landed on the floor during that too.
During that session.
Yeah.
We actually, I think I had asked him, I said, are there a lot of like inhuman spirits here and this kind of thing? And he goes, he's very old school and there's a lot of strange folks around here, and this kind of thing. I mean, it was funny. It was hard not to laugh, but it was a serious situation.
Wow.
So
There's been many times that spirits have cut a joke, had us laughing at them, or we just pick up on their sarcastic personality, and with some of us that really meshes really well.
Well, I know you handle the tough cases. Have you had to call in an exorcist? I know you're an ordained minister, but
we do that.
Really?
Done it on multiple occasions now.
Yes. It's something that every time we do it, I say, I hope we never have to do it again. But if we do, and the terms are right, then we will. But it's a horrible thing. It's a horrible thing to witness. It's a horrible thing for the person to go through. It is terrifying to deal with.
Yeah.
I mean, Jason has probably had it the worst as far as that goes. He's been peed on. He's been...
Sorry, man.
He's been scratched.
I've heard some people are into that, but,
spit on. You name it. I mean...
Bruised, beat up, the whole 9 yards.
Yeah.
Man, you need to get a better girlfriend.
And
dude.
and I can honestly say
We'll work on the bondage skills so that they can't swing, right?
he's the only one who has been with me for every one I have had to do.
Yep.
Every single one. And there was one that it was just the two of us. Yeah. That was scary.
Yeah.
That was scary.
The Exorcisms.
Can you tell us any details about those cases?
I think we spoke on one last time.
We spoke
Yeah.
on the
Yeah.
a little
Go
bit
check
of
out
that.
the previous videos on Hank's Think Tank.
Links and
It was a complication. It was a complicated case, and there were multiple exorcisms in that case. There were things that were following the client and had to do with the case in the house, and there were things that were following us that were intermingling into that. So it was complicated.
Yeah.
The last one that he and I did together, just the two of us, was more something that had followed us and then attached itself to her because it was concerned about a location we had been to, and there were people we were affiliated with who were thinking of going back to that place, not us. But basically the entity knew that, and we were being told, leave it alone, stay out of there, don't do this and that. And I mean, the client had no idea where they came from. She had no idea we'd been there. She had no idea about our affiliates, much less their plans to go back. We knew. So, I mean, there were a lot of details that she was not privy. There's no way she could have known what was going on. And, we got called out in that one because there is something that I do that I hesitate to say very much about. But I'll put it like this. Every soul is precious. Every soul is worth something regardless of what they are. One of the things that I do that a lot of other exorcists, if we want to use the label for the moment, don't do, is if there is per se a demonic entity that wants to change sides, I will attempt at assisting them. Now, I can help you get up there. What they do with you after that, that's not up to me. You better be legit. You better be sorry. You better be sincere. And I'm not going to tell you what's going to happen if you're not. I'm not the judge or the jury, but I'll help you get there and give you a shot. But most exorcists don't do that. It's strictly back to hell. You're damned, go back to hell.
It's easier when you, again, discriminate and divide to make sense of things.
When we did that second exorcism, the demonic actually, and he can attest to this, started yelling at me during that, stop doing what you do. Nobody does what you do. Of course, we're being smartasses. That's part of our deflection when we do this, and we've gotten pretty good at it. But, we're joking. Tons of ghost hunters out there. What are you talking about, And he's like, no, nobody does what you do. They're not doing this. Like, you're crossing a line, and we don't like it. And it was very, very clear. And I was like, oh, we're not going to stop that. And then it just devolved.
We had a spirit one
I
time.
think that's when you got peed on.
Yeah.
We had one time in an exorcism where you have to keep some form of levity, especially in it, especially because we're being stressed out. So a lot of times, especially when we have a larger group, we're taking shifts and hey, I need a quick break. Somebody jumps in for you. The one that I was a part of, I remember there was one part where there was multiple entities that were coming in and out of this young girl. And there was one where I heard, I don't even know I don't think it came on camera. I know Michelle had heard it because we had talked about it later. But there was a voice that I had heard saying, "Let me in." And there was she at this point, the whole ordeal had been fairly violent, but she had gone calm for a second and just went stone-faced and just started looking at everybody in the eye. And that's when I heard it. I'm like, and I just went, "Nah," and just put my hand over her eyes.
Yeah, he did this.
I was just like, nah.
That period.
I'm just like, no. If that's how you're gonna try and psych us out. I'm like, just no. And then the violence and the moving around. I'm just like, no. Just little things like that. I'm like, they thought this would work. I remember I kept on looking at Jason, going like, get a load of this. Just like things like that. It's almost like that.
You're insulting the thing now.
It wants to fire off at God, fire off at us, fire. And it's like, it's one of the things that it's a reassurance to the family too. It's like, okay, hold on. Yeah, this thing isn't
You never
all
lose
powerful.
your confidence.
It's never.
Right?
It's not all powerful. It's not gonna.
It's not as much confidence. I mean, you can feign that, but it's faith. If you don't have that faith underneath it,
and
you're
I think for me
you forget
too,
it.
it's less of a faith thing with how much I've done. It's more of a certainty. As much as I've seen, it's like not to say I don't have faith or I don't need faith, but it is a certainty of belief in what I've seen. As much as I know this table is wood, as much as I know this is a can of Coca-Cola, I've seen things, I've experienced things, and I can put validity towards those things.
You said that perfect. I mean, that really was a home run. It sums up everything really well.
Well, there's that difference between believing and knowing. Yes. And I think for this crew, we're to that point, somebody would say, well, prove it. Okay, you can't prove the existence of God and things. I mean, you either believe or you don't. But we know. We're beyond believing. Yeah. We had the faith, but now we know. So
I've had several deaths in the family over the last few years, and when the first one hit us by surprise, I had been in this for a while, so I had a little bit of knowledge of what goes on afterwards. But obviously still emotionally distraught in that particular moment, and it was within just a few minutes of the death that I was contacting one of our associates that we send people to a lot, and he gave me one line, and I've used it for many other people, counseling them since then. It's that he said, just lean on what you already know to be true. And that just that one sentence really gave me a lot of comfort in that time and many times since then.
There's one line that I always like to use from I believe the same person.
Yeah.
That brings comfort to me, but as at time brought discomfort to the members of this group and those who don't understand its meaning. And it's from a book called A Course in Miracles. I'm forgetting the author's name, but it's nothing real can be threatened, nothing unreal exists. Herein lies the peace of God. At the end of the day, nothing's going to hurt your soul. Nothing can divide you from God. Nothing can divide you from yourself. It's not real.
But you have to believe that.
But you have to believe that. You have to have faith in that.
Nothing unreal exists.
That's a hard concept to wrap your mind around, but once the pieces start falling into place, that's what makes the thought of our own mortality. We'll go all the way back to the beginning. It's not a scary thing anymore. I mean, yeah, we're not looking for it, not wanting it like tomorrow, but when we think that the time is there, it's complete peace. Yeah.
Cool. Well, guys, I appreciate you coming in. I know it's a long drive. But we're going to party after this is over.
We love being here. Nobody we'd rather spend Halloween with. Our favorite holidays.
Oh, shucks.
So
Yeah,
So
nice.
just ignore everything he said before.
They only say that shit
No.
when you're here. You
We
know?
love Mark.
I know. What about me? Man?
Shoot.
Oh, we love you too.
I like you, Mark.
No, but real talk, mad respect to both of y'all and everything y'all do, and thanks for having us out again.
Yes,
too.
so
Thanks
many
the man.
times.
This is the guy right
appreciate
here.
being
We
Yeah.
get more compliments every time we're on your show than anything else we do. So
Cool. That's
everybody
'cause
loves when we're
Well,
here.
thank you
this
everybody
show
for
has a very
watching.
thick layer of grease on it.
We're glad we have an audience, and we've got.
What are we talking about?
Oh, boy.
Oh, you're getting him excited. We're
It's
going to the
time
after
turn
party
off
now.
the camera.
All right, guys, there you have it. Spring Paranormal Investigators and Mark Hogan. Good to have you back in, man.
It was great to be here.
And I know I'm only, joshing about your car. It's a nice car.
You're just jealous.
I am.
Tell me about your car, Hank.
I don't have a car.
Okay.
Oh.
It's not that bad. I've never had a car.
He's
Tell
got a
him why.
chauffeur is what he's got.
Tell them why I've never had a car. Go ahead.
I wouldn't do that to you.
Why not?
He's legally blind. He can't get a license.
Which is way better than being illegally blind.
You were ready with that one, weren't you?
I guess so. But yeah, that's the case, man. It happens. And that's, we were talking about,
Yeah.
because I asked about, is there any way you could, manufacture your life before you come back?
Yeah.
So why would I do that to me? Why would I make me legally blind? That's retarded.
It's humbling,
Yeah.
for one thing.
It's
Maybe
humbling.
you saw too much before, and this is some kind of life lesson.
Maybe it's one of those things where it's a forceful way of making you look internally more than externally.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Deep.
Yeah.
You have to rely on the people around you. Maybe in past lives you've been more self-sufficient, more independent. Maybe it's you have to rely on somebody.
I'm going to get his number. I've got your
4.
number, but I'm getting his number.
His number's 4.
There's a
4.
reason he is now the other.
Yeah, I'm the one that
lead
I'm
investigator.
the one that people come to in the group for counsel. Besides, just like the other stuff, like she handles the day to day and the clients.
business.
They come to me.
Please help me. All right, guys, there you have it. We're out, man. We're done. See you later.
Deuces.
All right.